Hi, this is Dr. Mark Hassett, the Relaxed Dentist. I wanted to share with you a little story today that's very instructive about how we should quote fees to patients. A while ago I was visiting a practice, and in this practice the dentist had just completed a crown preparation. So the patient had headed out to the front desk to get their next appointment and also to pay the account. And all of a sudden I hear this screaming and yelling coming from the patient at the front desk. Just going on and on. So I thought to myself, that's interesting, let's go find out. So I stuck my head around the corner and just observed for a while. And it turned out the story was this. The patient had come in and been quoted $1,800 for a crown and had agreed to that price. Then the dentist had started preparing the tooth, but when they'd started preparing the tooth, the old filling had flicked out, and when it flicked out, the dentist suddenly realised he needed to do a core. So he'd done a core and added an extra $250 to the price. So the patient, who'd just been quoted $1,800, walks out to the front desk and the receptionist slides across the account, and there it is, $2,050, and the patient had gone absolutely nuts. And I must admit, I think the patient has a point. The dentist had quoted him one fee and immediately it had gone up by $250. So I think the patient was absolutely in the right. Maybe he overreacted, but I think he had a total point in what he was saying. Now, so what the lesson from that really is, when you're quoting a fee, always build in contingencies. So if you think there's even a chance that they're going to need a core, add that into your fee. If you think there's even a chance there's going to need to be a cusp overlay, add that into your fee. Whatever it is, just add in whatever the contingency is. And then, like for instance, in this example, the dentist would have quoted $2,050 with the core, and I don't think that $2,050 would have made any difference at all to whether the patient accepted or didn't accept the treatment. I think it would have been the same result. But what it would mean would be, if the dentist had to do the core, well, the patient just gets charged what he expected. But let's say the other situation happens, the dentist has added the contingency, but then doesn't need to do the core. So what he can do at the end of the appointment, he says to the patient, "Oh, by the way, Mr. Patient, I've got some really good news for you. I thought I was going to have to do a more complicated form of crown, but I've actually been able to do a simpler form of crown that's going to work beautifully for you. So instead of $2,050, your fee today will only be $1,800. And then the patient's high-fiving the staff and delighted as they walked out the door, instead of being angry and upset. So that's my tip for the day. If you're quoting fees to patients, always add in contingencies. I'm Dr. Mark Hassett, the Relaxed Dentist.